Hi everyone, it's Norman Kochnick here. Just getting myself adjusted. We've had an amazing day, well, in terms of women's cricket in particular, with India defeating Australia in the so-called third ODI. They lost the first quite comprehensively. The second was a nail-biter, and Australia got through. But the third one, India have come out successful with some 3 balls to spare. Hi, Sheree. With some 3 balls to spare. Australia were 9 for 264, which was a pretty good result, considering they were out quite cheaply early on, and then the likes of Ashley Gardner got a few runs. But India came back against the 9 for 264, which is a good score, and were 8 for 266. So India won by 2 wickets with 3 balls. Well, in Australia's case, Ashley Gardner got 67, Beth Mooney 52, and Tahalia McGrath got 47. But in the case of India, we must note the bowling of Goswami. She got 3 for 37 off of 10 overs. Pooja Vestraka got 3 for 46. And Sneh Rana got a further wicket there. So they were actually 9 down. There was quite a few runouts by looks of things in that innings, if I'm just not wrong. Yeah, there was quite a few runouts. But in India's case, India they passed the score. They got the 265 after 49.3 overs, with Shafali Verma 56, Yastika Bhatia got 64, Dipti Sharma towards the end got 31, with Sneh Rana got 30, and they got past the score. They actually won the match, which has broken a 26 winning streak for the Australian team. So Australia won 26 ODIs in a row, and India now have toppled them. The previous match, of course, India almost toppled them, but they've done it now. So it's a great result. But today, so that was one very positive thing for Indian women's cricket. We should applaud that. Was the last ball a no ball in the second match? It's a dubious situation. It doesn't matter now. India won the third, and they've shown their class, and it's great to see that happening. Great result. So that's one aspect of it. So, but today, of course, in the men's, we have Chennai Super Kings versus the Kolkata Knight Riders about to start the next 53 minutes, and then followed by RCB versus Mumbai Indians. I may do another show after for the RCB versus Mumbai Indians. That's worthy of a note. But I think both games are incredibly important. CSK, arguably they're the top 4 sides after Delhi. Delhi Capitals are now, as you would know, Delhi Capitals are, they assume the leadership at the moment. They're in terms of the table, as you probably do know, Delhi Capitals are now qualified for the semi-finals already with 16 points, with 8 wins out of their 10 matches. So CSK in their match today against their match, let me just confirm, CSK are playing KKR in the first match. It's a really important match for KKR, but CSK, if CSK win, they also qualify for the semi-finals. What if KKR and MI both win? That's going to be interesting, because if that's the case, let's have a look here. The breakup of how that works out. Let me have a look here. The reality is that, okay, Mumbai Indians win, they go to 10 points. And if KKR win, they go to 10 points as well. And RCB, well, that means RCB would lose potentially, because RCB may fall out of the top 4. But yeah, if CSK win, they'll go with Delhi Capitals through the semi-finals for sure, leaving 2 spots open. MI forever. One team got 16, but without a symbol. What reason? Without a symbol, well, without a Q symbol, qualified. No, but they've qualified. It's pretty much quite definite they've qualified. So one thing for sure, Sunrisers Hyderabad have probably missed out now. And they've probably missed out indeed. It's quite a distinct situation. So we'll get some people making some points here. So the Australian. So we had audios from both players, but there are no visuals. That's unfortunate. Let me have a look. So let's just forward these on. All right, so what am I looking at? I'm looking at the situation. How can I move it? Yeah, so today's game's very significant. Well, I shouldn't say that. CSK versus Kolkata Knight Riders at this point. So the players such as Rataraj, Gaikwad, Lockie Ferguson, they've all had small interviews actually with a few of these players, as a matter of fact. They've talked to Nitish Raina, Rataraj, Gaikwad, Lockie Ferguson, Faf Triple C. It will be the same pitch that was used for the game between Delhi Capitals and Rajasthan Royals today. So this is the same pitch used for the previous match between Delhi Capitals and Rajasthan Royals, which Delhi Capitals won 24 hours ago. So that's interesting. So the pitch will not be. So we'll have a look at that situation. So some people are saying it's a boring topic about women's cricket. It's not. It's your country. India's the country. You should be very proud of it. You should always be proud of the way that that's happened. So, effectively, so Chennai versus Kolkata. Plenty of previews going on at the moment, which is great. Yeah, so it's almost called a Super Sunday, really, isn't it? So we've got Dhoni playing, we've got KL Rahul playing in the first match with Dhoni. So it's Dhoni versus KL Rahul. Then you're followed by the next match, which is, I'll do that. There we are. Let's have a look here. So with both, so you've got Dhoni versus KL Rahul. Then you've got Kohli versus Rohit Sharma. So they're quite a heavy. All four players are notable players for their country. So it's going to be quite an action-packed day. Well, performance by Jason Holder yesterday. It certainly was Manu John, but unfortunately they didn't win, did they? And no high score in the World Cup. Okay, but sadly they're knocked out. You talk about Sunrise, yes, that's true. Sunrise is high, but and Jason Holder scored their runs, and they still didn't get past their score. So it was a good knock, but it was in a fairly ordinary set of circumstances. To be honest with you, it's quite sad actually. Really, so Dhoni versus Morgan. Well, Dhoni versus Morgan. My mistake. KL Rahul's Punjab Kings. My mistake. You're right. So it's Dhoni versus Morgan, and then the likes of Rohit versus Kohli. So there's certainly a difference in the two there. We'll have a look at that situation. So let's have a look here. We have there's a lot of credit there to be given to I'm going to just put that up there in the live chat. Okay, so it'll be the same pitch used for the Delhi Capitals and Rajasthan Royals match, and as we remember, that match was a pretty good result. So Delhi Capitals, of course, won that, and then the next match, Punjab Kings beat Sunrise Tigers. Delhi Capitals did struggle a little bit, but they still got on top of the Rajasthan Royals. And as I said earlier, so some people are saying they want to see Kohli come in at number 3. No need to. They're doing fabulously well with that. So if CSK win today, they will join Delhi Capitals into the semi-finals. So that's a significant match there for CSK. But KKR could then probably cement themselves, well, not cement themselves, but put them in a good position in the top 4, at least the bottom 2 position, the 3rd and 4th. Be very interesting to see what happens there. I don't know whether we can really be sure of anything at this stage from 3rd and 4th position. I think it's really going to come down to a battle between RCB, KKR, Mumbai Indians or Rajasthan Royals, although at the moment Punjab Kings have gone ahead in terms of run rate. But once Mumbai Indians and Rajasthan Royals next game will put them ahead, PBK are temporarily on equal fourth, shared with 4 sides, but that's probably not going to be the case. You would argue once they sort, and it's all about how many games they've played. There's a fair degree of breakdown there. So at this stage, the match between Chennai Super Kings. Okay, let's look at some of the comments here. Do Punjab still have a hope? Look, currently, if they keep winning, they've got an outside hope. Yes, of course they have, because they come to a net run rate, and they're still minus. In fact, they're one of 3 teams that are minus. Punjab, Mumbai, and Rajasthan are all in the negative. KKR have a positive run rate at this point. RCB has the worst at minus 0.7, but the reality is it's even worse than still worse than Sunrisers Hyderabad. But RCB, of course, have got more wins under their belt. So IPL 21, the team of the year so far. Okay, you reckon? Oh, we'll go. It's a bit early to be going through this quick legends, but Darwin, Rahul, Gaikwad, Maxwell, yeah, De Villiers, Panthers are the only consistent keeper, but batsman so far. Yeah, okay. Pollard, Axar, underrated. It certainly is. Rashid, Bumrah, Avish. Not a bad side. Not a bad side. Could well be that. We'll keep that in mind for later. KKR has to beat CSK or else things will get you off. Yeah, that's true. It's going to be a big win. I mean, CSK also want to qualify, so they want to get that done. What about Rajasthan Royals? With a chance? Sunrisers haven't knocked out yet. Who would have thought before the start of this year? Well, I mentioned the first game that Warner would get out third ball. He did for a duck. This time I told him he'd get less than 20. Well, he only got 2, so certainly less than 20. Delhi Capitals, Chennai, Kolkata, and Mumbai Indians will be teams in the playoff. Okay. I agree with Delhi Capitals and Chennai for sure. KKR, Mumbai Indians, well, RCB is the one that should be in there, but otherwise you're probably right. Well, that's right. KKR can't afford a loss. You're right. Music Labs and Manu John, that's true. We'll wait and see how they go. It's going to be interesting. There's no doubt. There's going to be quite a bit of interest here. We've got another 30 minutes before the toss and the team selections. But yeah, it's not the greatest of situation for, again, the teams that are fighting out. Well, see, RCB is still 2 points ahead of this group of 4. KKR, Punjab, Mumbai, and Rajasthan are all on 8 points. Punjab have played 1 extra game, though, having had 6 losses. So today's match, as I said, between Chennai Super Kings and KKR is significant for KKR. And the RCB versus Mumbai Indians is important for both those teams yet again, particularly important for Mumbai Indians. So the players to watch, of course, from today's match, the first one will be Faf du Plessis. Well, yeah, the man that hasn't made the World Cup squad, by the way, which is quite a shock. And you might be wondering why I'm wearing the Rabbitohs hat. You should know they made the grand final next week on October the 3rd against the Penrith Panthers. CSK should win. And if they do win, DC and CSK are through to the semi-finals, leaving only the last 2 positions to be fought between RCB, KKR, PB to an extent, MI and RR. So they're the ones. The next 5 teams will be fighting at 2 spots. How are you, Norman? It's good to see you today. Thank you, RG Rahul. So thank you to, now I've got to get a name here. What's your name? We've got hello, Norman. I don't know your name. Predictions for today. Well, my prediction, I mean, CSK, you can't go past CSK, again, even though they're against KKR. And the next one's a hard one. RCB or Mumbai Indians. Mumbai Indians need to desperately win this. They're in a lot of trouble if they don't win it. Let's see what happens with something over here. Turkish Delight, that's sort of, what's I can say? My favourite team in the IPL, Akshay Yadav, is I do like KKR as my favourite team, but Delhi Capitals will probably win this year. Delhi Capitals and CSK both close to final. That's true. Delhi Capitals virtually is. Delhi Capitals is effective. Really, Delhi Capitals and Chennai are the 2 popular teams who should go through. So you reckon Kolkata not? Well, If that is the case, Crew Legends, we're going to need to see that today. I picked KKR from the box. No, I didn't pick KKR from the box. I picked the years book. Who's that? What team is that? Can you tell me what team is that? My favourite team is RCB. Music was CSK and KKR. Donny were not like, well, that could be the case. Donny could certainly retire. Yeah, I would agree with that. If he wins, he probably would retire. It's a fitting finish. So the players watch. Duplessis, I don't agree. Raj Gaikwad, fantastic previously for CSK. Tripathi, also good for KKR. And Gill, also good for KKR. In the bowling department, Deepak Chahar and Dwayne Bravo. Now, Dwayne Bravo has been fantastic. Chakravarti and Prasid Krishna. It's a good game, this, actually. This KKR, is it? Oh. Of course I did. Magnificent. Shafali Vernal. Fantastic. Really good. First defeat for Australia in 26 matches. On home soil. The first game. 3 ODIs. First one, Australia won convincingly. Second game, extremely close. Australia just got over the line. Third one, India. So what we're seeing is an improvement on the part of India, women's cricket. KKR, certainly in the second leg, KKR played very well. He's my favourite player in India. Punt. Rishabh Punt. As Krishna Prasad, I said just a minute ago, I would say definitely Punt. Rishabh Punt. I like him best. Okay, we'll see how he goes today. So it's a very early stage of the match. Well, in fact, 8 minutes before the toss comes through. So again, let's go through this table together, guys. Delhi Capitals on 16 points, having had 8 wins. CSK with 14 points from 7 wins. So if CSK win today, as I said, they will join Delhi Capitals into the semi-finals, and CSK will actually go to number 1 on the table. You would think that's pretty big motivation for CSK. KKR. This is an important match because KKR need to continue their momentum. They're on a winning run. So is CSK. Be a very significant match, actually, that match. I'm expecting it to be a very good match. Then RCB is still third at this point in time. If they win today, they will go to a pretty hefty, clear third position. They had 2 pretty ordinary losses, I must be honest with you. So they do need to win today, and they're playing Mumbai Indians, which desperately needs a win. The RCB-MI game is a desperate situation for definitely Mumbai Indians and to an extent RCB. As originally we had when the first leg finished after the first 29 games, we had Delhi Capitals, Chennai, Bangalore and Mumbai in the top 4. Currently, Mumbai have dropped out of the top 4, even though they're on equal 4th position. They've dropped out due to for and against, well, so-called net run rate, I'll call it, to be 6th, with Rajasthan Royals ever so close behind on 7th. Sunrisers Hyderabad, unfortunately, is gone. So, again, Chennai Super Kings, Kolkata Knight Riders. Chennai Super Kings wins, they're through. Kolkata Knight Riders wins, they will cement themselves at this point in a top 4 position. And then RCB, if they lose, will actually drop to 4th. And Mumbai Indians will actually no. If Mumbai Indians win, RCB, if Mumbai and KKR both win, RCB will drop out of the 4. That's a pretty important match to them as well. So really, all 4 of these teams see this match as they're playing today as being very crucial to their positioning on the table. Although it's early, yes. Morgan is a great captain. He's a good captain, certainly. Great captain, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I mean, Ganguly is from Kolkata. Doesn't mean he would do anything favourably for them. No, no. What is your view on Jemima Rodriguez, Harleen, Diol, Sneed, Smitty Mandela? Well, Jemima Rodriguez is not playing in this series at the moment, which is unusual. Smitty Mandela, very solid, stylish opening bat. Sneed Rana is certainly coming through now. Harleen Dole, I don't know much about her play. Do you think Mumbai will make a comeback? Well, it's today or never. Let's be honest, Mumbai Indians really, really have to. If they're going to try to reach 16 points, which is what we're saying is the cutoff point at this point, they need to win 4 matches. And they haven't got much more left. So it's very, very crucial they win today. If they lose today, they're going to be struggling. Which seems looking more dangerous in the second half of the world. Well, KKR certainly showing some form. Delhi Capitals, without a doubt, is certainly looking good. And CSK. PSL or IPL? Well, IPL's good, PSL's good. They're both good, but IPL's got more of a reputation, let's be honest. Punt's maturity has gone through the roof, but he's played a little conservatively. I think that's okay. My favourite team is KKR by way of default for many years, but Delhi Capitals this year. No, I don't think Ambani and Ganguly's got anything to do with the result. Come on. I'm like eagerly awaiting the Ashes. And I'm a big Steve Smith fan. I hope he will do well. Well, at the moment, he's not even playing for Delhi Capitals, is he? So he needs some practice. BPL or IPL? I still think IPL. KKR would win the toss and will bat first. Well, in 3 minutes' time, we'll find that out, won't we? So look if there's any updates. So they're talking in terms of replacing Narayan with Sakib Al-Hussain in the team. We'll see what happens. Not long for the toss, just enough time for it to give it. Okay. So we're waiting on the toss, guys. That's what we're waiting for. It's only 3 minutes away at this point. We will see, won't we? We will see what's going to happen with the toss. So should I have an after game session? I'm considering it. So Tim Southey may be considered. There might be a few changes being made here. We're going to wait and see what actually will transpire. Yeah, so again, you would think CSK have this game as a win, and they're going to break the momentum of Kolkata Knight Riders, which will be interesting. We may see some positional changes occur here. We'll just wait and see. Had a phone call today from Hasham Tilakratna, the Sri Lankan women's coach. Interesting conversation. So we've got 2 minutes to go. Yeah, so women's cricket, we need to applaud it. They have defeated Australia. They've broken their 26-win streak, which is a great thing. Really, really good thing. Really, really, really good thing. So the toss is imminent. We'll soon find out what happened with the toss. Should be any minute now. And what are your thoughts, guys? Which team is looking more down? I've talked about it before. I think that Delhi Capitals, Chennai Super Kings certainly, but KKR coming through. India women, yeah, we're certainly big congratulations there. It's a fantastic, great result. KKR and MI will be the winners today. Okay, please. I'm suggesting otherwise. I think it'll be CSK, and I actually think RCB will win. That she'll put a big damper on MI. Shubman Gill is a class play. His batting stance is classic and body weight transfer is perfect. Yeah, I agree. Has a plethora of attacking lefties. Sitting out, Narine is the best option. Yeah, that's true. Narine. So Kolkata will surely lose because they have had a large shot. They have heart. They have. No, that's not necessarily okay. IPL show that World Cup matches will also be mostly low scoring. Yeah, I'd agree. Pitches will be very low bouncing. Won't be much in there, that's for sure. So we're getting a toss here. Well, the toss is due, guys. Clash there. How much possibility is there of KKR being so? It's limited, even though they're on a run. Or do you reckon it's bat first or bowl first on these wickets? So far, teams haven't actually run the scores down like Sunrise Hyderabad didn't. I'm always a believer you bat first, to be honest. Set a good score. I mean, Delhi did the same thing. Yeah, I'd still bat first. That would be my idea. So Kolkata Knight Riders have won the toss and will bat. Kolkata are unchanged. There we have it. Kolkata Knight Riders have won the toss and have won the toss and will bat. So Kolkata have listened to my advice. They've chosen to bat. That's probably a good decision. Let's see. So as I said, Kolkata Knight Riders have won the toss and have elected to bat. So Sam Curran's playing today in place of Dwayne Bravo. That's interesting. Interesting. I wouldn't have thought that necessarily would have been the case. Let's have a look here. So Kolkata Knight Riders have won the toss, as I said. Oh boy, it's not happening. Because normally I can cut and paste things, guys. Normally I cut and paste. I'll put it myself. Kolkata Knight Riders have won the toss and elected to bat. Kolkata Knight Riders So at this point, Deep Descriptor is making his comment. So the Chennai Super Kings team unchanged. Gaikwad, Duplessis, Ali, Rayudu, Rayner, Dhoni, Jadeja, Sam Curran. Well, it has changed. Sam Curran's in there in place of Dwayne Bravo, Shardul Thakur, Deepak Chahar, and Josh Hazelwood. So unless I'm wrong, I think there might be an injury there. We'll have to wait and see what the story is. Shubman Gill and Iyer in there for Kolkata, Tripathi, Owen Morgan, Nitish Rayner, Andre Russell, Dennis Kartik, Narayan, Lockie Ferguson, Prasthi Krishna, and Varun Chakravarti. So not many changes to either side, actually. Let's have a look here. I'm not allowed to put anything in here at the moment. I only get to paste things, but I can't paste it today, which is very unfortunate. A bit unusual. So, okay, again, I'll repeat it, guys, in case you just didn't hear that. So, what will be the predicted score for the first thing of both matches? Well, the 155, 165 mark, yeah, that's pretty close to what's happening. Kolkata Knight Riders have made no change. They're very, very confident with their team. Yeah, so there's obviously that's very, very confident sounding Kolkata Knight Riders, I would agree. I don't know what the story is there. No. All right. So, Ashwin from DC is live streaming live now. Right here in Norman. Delhi Capitals is live streaming live now. Well, that's okay because he's clearly got his own show. Why they dropped Bravo? You'd have to think that Dwayne Bravo has an injury. That's all I can think of at this point. There's no reason. Yeah, the wicket's somewhat slow. Maybe you can't say it was based on his. Well, he hasn't been playing badly, has he? Just know what's going on here. Normally I can post things quite readily, but I can't do it today for some reason. Okay. I'm not sure why I can't do it. It's very unusual. Normally I can post. Okay, so Sam Curran for Bravo out. Yeah, that's right. We've seen that. But why is the question. We need to know why that's the case. I'd say it's injury driven. I can't think of anything else. So as I said to you, the teams, as I said to you, we'll just go through them one more time for the sake of someone who may have just joined. The Chennai Super Kings have made one change, with Dwayne Bravo not playing. It could well be an injury. I don't think it'd be based on form, or maybe it's just rotation. Rajaraj Gaikwad is opening with Duplessis, Moeen Ali, first drop, Ambat Rayudu, Suresh Raina, Dhoni, Jadeja, Sam Curran, Thakur, Deepak Chahar, and Josh Hazelwood. And KKR are unchanged. Sam Curran is a one-dimensional bowler. I see he practiced Bravo the next, or maybe they're seeing that his left-arm bowling is what they need. Then you have, of course, Kolkata Knight Riders. Wow, what an opening pair. Shubman Gill and Venkatesh Iyer with Tripathi there at first drop. And then you have Morgan, Rayner, Russell, Dinesh Karthik, Sunil Narayan, Lockie Ferguson, and Prasthi Krishna. It's it's becoming quite a stable side. I didn't exactly rate it. I think Owen Morgan's captaincy was ordinary, but he seems to have settled his side down a bit now, and it seems to be a lot better positioned, to put it that way. Hats off to them. Hats off to them. Certainly, an impressive situation there. So here's him. Okay. Yeah, look, the record shows the Chennai Super Kings are probably going to win this. That's the early discussion we've got about the situation of these two teams. Most of the credit has to go to Morgan. Well, Morgan's organisational skills, yes. I have to wait and see what that really means to the situation. So Chennai, let's have a look. KKR batting and power plays. In India, they seem to be the power plays is the important part of the game, as we know. That's where you set the tone of the innings. KKR opponents has to fire at least 50 by the first 6 overs. I would agree. Prey Iyer doesn't betray his Tamil brethren. I know that's why that's coming out. Okay. It's going to be interesting to see what happens soon. I'm going to come on during the gap between the games, guys. So I think that's going to be important today. Very significant day in terms of performance in all teams. And I'm going to try to can't get anything to happen today with this damn bloody thing. Anyway, we'll work on that one later. So, what's your thoughts, guys? Waiting for King Coley's century today, also Hitman's century today. Well, it's amazing. As I said earlier, we've got Dhoni versus Morgan in the first match, then followed by Rowett and Coley, which will be interesting. We've seen that teams score more in power plays and then the ball comes slower. It's true. It seems the ball's a lot harder at that stage. As the ball loses its shine, it becomes a lot less potent. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Really, both teams are in good form. Both, at least in the second leg, KKR have got their act together. First leg, they weren't in form, but they certainly look that way now. First set was matter in a day match. Conditions change when the pitch cools down. Yeah, true. Yesterday, Samson knew by 6-0 that he can't win, but he still kept going. Yeah, Sanju Samson's a great person, great player, a lot of time for him. A lot of time for him as a player, for sure. No, we'll have a good day's play of cricket today, I think. The Chennai Super Kings, as I said, if they win today, they will go through with Delhi Capitals into almost undoubtedly cementing their semi-final spots. Sunrisers, Hyderabad are out. That leaves 3 teams with certainty, 2 in, 1 out, with 5 more to worry about. With RCB, obviously, Mumbai Indians, RR, KKR, and Punjab being the 5 teams that are fighting for those 2 spots. I don't think we're going to see Punjab Kings in there. KKR are in with a chance. RCB, you would think, are as well. So they're likely to be with Mumbai Indians being the one that they've got. Rajasthan Royals, I don't know whether they're going to get through. Although they're playing rather, they're commendable about the way they're playing, but it's going to be very important to run rates, of course, as well. Yeah, you can't. I think KKR and RCB, okay, to win today. I would argue that, the reality is that CSK should be the ones to win, really. Some great photos going on social media at the moment. Great photos. Really impressed. All right. So we've still got 17 minutes away. So we've talked a lot about the match between Chennai Super Kings and the Kolkata Knight Riders. But we'll spend more time with RCB and MI later, and I think there's a lot to be said. So Parmesan thinks Delhi Capitals and Chennai Super Kings, we both know those through KKR and RCB. Well, I actually think that might be close to the mark. I think that Mumbai Indians are going to really struggle. If they don't win today, if they lose today, they're going to be struggling. Had a close shot at SH? No, they didn't. DC? No. They played Rajasthan Royals yesterday. DC played Rajasthan Royals yesterday. That's probably the right combination there. I'd say that's unless Mumbai Indians can get through. Do you see RCB qualifying for playoffs or some other team overtaking? We'll see today how good RCB actually is, because they've had a couple of poor games and they need to win today, and so does Mumbai Indians. They both had pretty poor starts in the second leg. It's interesting. The first two teams today have had good starts to the second leg, CSK and KKR. And the next two teams, Mumbai Indians and, of course, RCB, have had poor second leg starts. So we'll see how they go. Yeah, I'd argue that Rajasthan Royals and Punjab will be knocked out with SRH. I kind of agree. With the only mix left then is KKR, Mumbai Indians, and RCB fighting out 2 spots. KKR middle order has to finish 20th and not give it a chance to KKR bowlers to bat. True. It's hard to say, really, guys. So they're saying that they're giving Bravo a workload break. He's not injured, but even a workload break. He's just played in the Caribbean Premier League, and in all fairness, they probably think they can win it without him, and therefore they're doing that. So he is probably getting a break. That makes sense. I've got to copy a link to something. Someone's asking me what channel I'm on. So Bravo is not injured as such, but he is being workload managed, which means he's played the Caribbean Premier League, CPL, and we've got Sam Curran there who can do very well as well and give him a bit of exposure. That's good. I know Bravo had a very good game last match. So CSK managing, again, if they win today, they're through. So it's really important for Kolkata Knight Riders, who are also informed to show their wares today. If they start winning today, I'd be very impressive. Let's just have a look there. If KKR win, they will go to 10 points with RCB. And Mumbai Indians is the other team. It could well be, if RCB are beaten by MI today, Mumbai Indians, and Kolkata Knight Riders win against Chennai, that RCB will go out of the top 4. So they're going to realise how important this match is to them, as it is for Mumbai Indians. So Mumbai Indians lose, they will stay in 6th position and potentially even drop to 7th if their run rate drops further, which is a massive drop for Mumbai Indians. They've lost all 3 of their matches, so that's the difficulty they're facing here at the moment. Yeah, so yeah, I can't see CSK losing today, to be honest. No, that's probably exactly right. They're holding it back for the RCB will probably retain Kohli and De Villiers if they can. Yeah, probably. I think during the week we'll see some. We already pretty much know 2 that are in and 1 that are out. At least 5 fighting for 2 positions. And 2 of those 5 are also probably out, so at least 3 fighting for 2 positions. Am I supporting their arch rivals today? Okay. Norman, in test, you had said if more than 2 players are replaced at the next test, the team doesn't win. But Australia won in the Saturday, the 3rd test. Yeah, no, I still maintain that. Kohli will never leave RCB. I would say so. I'd say his contract is pretty damn sound, to be honest. Pretty damn sound contract for sure. So we've got another 11 minutes before the match starts. A lot of people are doing a lot of programs today. It's very busy today, indeed. My dashboard is saying that it's very busy all round. Kohli will never leave RCB. That's probably a fair comment. I will have another program after, I think, guys. We said the same for Messi, but we all know what happened. All right. What's Messi got to do with cricket? Should Kane Williamson ask to be released in auctions, and should RCB make him captain? RCB number 3 too. Well, you're suggesting that because Coley doesn't want to captain any longer. Is that why you're suggesting? It's a very shrewd decision. Bringing Williamson into the RCB franchise could be pretty useful. Well, I can see the point of that, but I don't know what Kane Williamson's situation will be with. Well, he was Sunrisers Hyderabad, which are an awful situation. Yeah, 10 minutes to go before the match. ABD need new captain, or they will choose some other player. Well, we just were talking about that in regards to whether someone like Williamson brought in and team may create some stability. Well, that may well be the case, and maybe Williamson will be looking for a new club after being on the bottom of the ladder here, but then he might be happy to stay to firm his position as captain for the future. But Warner certainly has lost his way, hasn't he? Warner's lost his way big time. He's got out for a duck and 2 runs. And they're playing tomorrow, I think. But yeah, it's quite an ordinary situation for him indeed. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I just don't know why I can't get any clarity there with that. I need to go and have a look what's going on here. There's a lot of interesting summations going on here. Let's have a look here. Let's put Chennai Super Kings in. I hate when this damn thing does this. I'm not being allowed to do anything here with this damn. It's very annoying. Maybe it's the website rather than the app. Let's go to the. Well, we're looking at the very fixtures and looking at. Let's look at this. Yeah, it's KKR are supremely confident, having not changed any of their team, and in the case of CSK, they haven't changed either. They've just purely rotated Bravo out due to some very good reasons. It's not based on injury or form or anything like that. So it will be interesting to see that. So David Warner and SRH, that's probably going to. It'd have to be worth very little. David Warner, he should be out. He'll be struggling to get a team next year. RCB IPL captain will attract a huge bid, but maybe yeah. I reckon there's a good chance you'll see Williamson in there. I think it was whoever suggested that made a very good point. Okay, now it's working. Now it's working. Finally, it's had some difficulty with this whole scenario today. It's finally had some luck. Let's just hope we can get that to work now. Let's have a look. Community. Okay, now it's working. So we, again, as we know, we have Karen in Bravo rested. Not rated, but rested. I can finally post that. Good. Okay. And Kane and Virat are best friends. Virat will happily play under Kane. Very similar style of batting. That's actually there's a lot of merit to what you're discussing there, guys. I'm pretty impressed with the way your thought process have gone. I think Jason and Rashid are hot players. SH is going to go through a total overhaul. Who will win today's match? Well, I've started to talk about that. I think CSK, you'd have to argue, are favourites to win. Although, that could change. KKR are in winning form, but CSK would have to be favoured to win, being them. They want to confirm their position in the table. So unchanged. All right. Maybe KKR, local Bangalore boy, and Kohli will also enjoy under it. Yeah, interesting. It will be interesting to see what actually does happen there. Certainly there's a lot of permutations, aren't there? But I think Williamson or Rahul would be good. I don't think Rahul's going to go anywhere. I think Punjab Kings are going to keep him. Williamson, because of the debacle with Sunrise Hyderabad, maybe looking for an out, and that might be just the thing they need. This match will be close, provided Owen doesn't mess it up. Well, yeah, it's going to be. I think CSK are in this mood. They want to make the semis. This will get them across the line, and they're in the semis. They're done, so they can relax a little bit and cement their overall position, but be in the top four. Nobody wants to give anyone an inch at the moment, understandably. Do they? Oh, I've got sort of computer issues. I've got everything going wrong here today. Let's have a look here. What much time we've got left? Yeah, so KKR versus Chennai Super Kings now. No, not KKR. Yeah, KKR versus Chennai Super Kings. Then we follow by RCB versus Mumbai Indians. Then tomorrow, a fairly non-event match, really. Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Rajasthan Royals. Important for Rajasthan Royals, but Sunrise Hyderabad facing another loss. Then KKR versus Delhi Capitals. So KKR, if they don't win today and they don't win tomorrow or the day after against Delhi Capitals, that puts them back a bit. Mumbai Indians then play Punjab Kings, which they should win. Rajasthan Royals play RCB, which RCB should win. So it does look as though RCB and Mumbai Indians, if they win today, should return to being in the top four. It's Kolkata Knight Riders have got two difficult matches. They've got both Chennai, who are above them, and Delhi, that are above them. In next IPL 2021, too. Okay. I'm consistently horrible. Are you, Baram? Well, we know that you're consistently horrible. I'm good. So who will win today, Baram? Yeah, give your thoughts, Baram. Let's see whether you can talk. Are you going to come on here? Because we've got another few minutes to go, unless you don't want to. It's fair enough. I might have a midday show, Baram. So if we get things sorted, we're within 2 minutes of the start. And of course, as we know, KKR have won the toss and have elected to bat. KKR had won the toss and have elected to bat. And with their openers, as in Shubman Gill and Venkatesh Iyer, who are both batting very, very well, they're going to set the centre, put a lot of pressure on Chennai Super Kings, which will be interesting. RCB also need a keeper. KL Rahul does that, but will Virat give up his opening spot? I think he would if he's captain. Not captain. If I'm good at predicting wrong, I'll predict KKR and RCB. I think CSK and RCB, yes. I'll say it's RCB as well. We're very, very close to a starting point here, guys. Let's have a look here. But I will come back between games. I think there's a lot of significant updates that may occur. And of course, the Indian women's team have defeated the Australian women's team today by two wickets. And in the third ODI, they lost the second one by a whisker and lost the first one comprehensively. So they're back to 2-1 and looking very good. Very impressive indeed. Venkatesh Iyer performance is awesome. Yeah, he certainly has looked good. And he's about to go on to a live stage here. So there we are, live IPL. The ground looks, Abu Dhabi looks in good nick. Deepak Chahar looks like he's bowling the first over there. for Chennai Super Kings. He's about to bowl the first delivery. And Dhoni's Super Kings. Let's just see what CSK. KKR have won the toss. KKR have won the toss and have elected to bat. So let's have a look here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's play. Deepak Chahar is bowling. He bowled pretty well last match, actually, too. First delivery to, let's have a look. I think that was Gill, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it looked like Shubman Gill hit the first runs. He did. Venkatesh Iyer is facing that. Shubman Gill, nice deflection to the leg side off Deepak Chahar. And Venkatesh Iyer is now, we just saw Sam Curran there. Why not Carlos Baker not being picked up, but committing? Well, he's probably too old now. The toss pretty well. Did you miss it? Well, it was good. Also, I have forgotten the name Braithwaite for T20. Forgotten, that's right. Remember the name, Rahul Rock says. Well, they've forgotten the name, Braithwaite. They don't need him. They've got a great squad. They're one of the top 3 teams for the World Cup. England, and there's a lovely shot from Venkatesh Iyer into a deep point. And a very deep point early on. That's a bit unusual. It looks like a batting track to me. I know the first ball's been a long. I know. I'm watching. Everybody disappears when the game starts, and I can understand. And Gill has just aggressively smashed the ball down through mid-off for a very aggressive, and unlike a Gill shot, actually, he tore down the wicket. Bit of a, it looks more like a, almost, you'd argue, a bit like a shot that Matthew Hayden used to play, although he's a left-hander. It was very much like a Matthew Hayden shot, running on the wicket and just absolutely attacking it. I thought it was fantastic. India have now broken the 26 winning streak of Australia, almost at the previous game. And Gill is on fire. He's hit 2 4s and he's absolutely murdering at the moment. KKR could set a pretty. If they bat like this and continue to bat like this, they could well score a big score. That could make it very difficult for CSK. I mean, I am a KKR fan, I'll be honest with you. I like Kolkata Knight Riders, I always have. Especially in the days when Simon Kadich was there, which is a while ago now. He both played and I think he coached as well. He's now coaching, who's he with now? I think he might be with Punjab Kings, I'm not sure where. Oh, hello, we've got a wicket already. Gill's out, LBW. We'll see. He's gone up to get the decision reviewed after 2 magnificent shots. He's just got out LBW, which is very sad. We'll have to wait and see. Shardul Thakur is there, Moeen Ali. Moeen Ali's slightly overrated at the moment. I'm sorry, he hasn't done anything at all, has he really? CSK. Experienced head, though. Let's have a look. A little bit high. Only thing that I could say, it may be a little bit high. Does look like it's going to hit the leg stump, but it looks a little bit high. Not thinking Gill is a very tall player. I think it will be umpire's call, which will mean it's out. Looks a little bit high to me. Yeah, it's very high up on the top of the pad, above the knee roll. I think it's missing. Let's have a look at how close it is to missing. Missing. I was right. He's not out. Well, you all seem to have gone, guys. Just got 1 hour. Well, it was a bit of a lucky break for Gull. Run out. He looks like a second ball. He's not. No, it's not. It's missing. No. That's not a good thing. We've lost Venkatesh Iyer, I think. No, we've lost Gill, actually. From highs to lows so quickly. Oops. It just clipped a bail there. Very poor running. Gill looked like he wanted it. So Ryudu has performed that run out, and Gill has gone for nice. So he was not out from an LBW this in the ball before, then he got himself run out of the ball after. Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Isn't it? Yeah, after he was looking really, really good. It's very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Tripathi comes in now. That's not what KKR needed. You have this magic of CSK, I'm afraid. They seem to always just get their act together at the right time, don't they? Time slot's not very good. Don't like these double leathers. So Sam Curran's opening from the other end. We've still got Hazelwood in the tank to go first chase. Sam Curran comes on from the other end. Let's see how he goes. Didn't barely carry through to the keeper. Okay, so Sam Curran, bowling to Venkatesh Iyer, who has been fantastic, by the way, will need to take a bit more of the responsibility now that Gill has actually been run out. Oh, awful running, though. Just a mess. I don't know what was going on there. I do not know what was going there. And Venkatesh Iyer is really quite. Was a really good throw, though. It just clipped the stumps. It was a very good throw. I don't like the Kolkata helmets. They're sort of space age like. Rahul Tripathi, 55 matches, 1,249 runs, 750, strike rate 137. Commendable for a relatively early stage of his career. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm missing that previous swing from Deepak Chahar. Yeah, that was that wasn't caught there. It was a very good stop, though. Tripathi hit the ball very solidly there, off current. Oops, Sam Curran. I'm trying to play a lot of shots of him. It's rather misunderstood. All right, guys. Given that breakdown, Colley's always the cool captain, isn't he? He always Yeah, I just logged in. Gil ran out. Yes, to clap. He said, Andre Russell can be dynamic against military, medium, and metronomic style spin bowls, which is solid bowlers that CSK have. Okay, that's true. So you're suggesting Buckle data that will have a big score from Andre Russell once he gets in. So Sam Curran's here. So when Bairstow's not here, Butler's not here, it's not because England have pulled out of the IPL. Let's make that clear. Sam Curran is here. So England have not pulled out of the IPL because we've got Sam Curran playing. Oh, it was an awkward looking shot. So if you stay, we got 4 for it, but it was awkward though because stayed in his crease and played a better shot. Anyway, Tripathi looks very aggressive. Oh, they're not running that well between the wickets, these guys, at all. No, in India, it's now, 3:41. It's not really a time of day that you'll watch. It's Sunday, though, but the bigger audience later in the day, I think. It's the Lakshya to Silva's, the Sri Lankan player's birthday tomorrow. Harbhajan Singh's there, sitting there for Coconut Grove, not getting a game. He'd probably be a little bit frustrated. Harbhajan Singh now 62, is he? No, he's not young anymore. He's had his best day. Shubman Gill would be a little bit upset by his dismissal. His haircut's interesting. So can you suggest some middle order batsmen for SRH in the next year IPL mega auction? Go for Ben Stokes if he's back to fitness. Pick up Josh Butler. Look at other sides where they've got good all-rounders. I mean, Jason Holder's already here. Oops, hello, that looks out to me. Oh, it didn't. Frustratingly, didn't go to hand. Duplessis tried his best, but he's hurt his finger in the process. He dived at length. The ball was up in the air for a long, long time, and you would argue should have been caught. Slower ball, and he's hit the front edge of the bat. Has gone right up in the air, and he's hurt his finger there. Could well have gone a bit further. What or who do you think have surprised you most in the IPL since its resumption? I'm a bit impressed by KKR. I'm most shocked with the lackluster performances of RCB and Mumbai Indians, to be honest. They both fall away quite quickly. We'll see how that goes today because they're both playing each other in the next match. Very ordinary shot. Yep, complete communication failure indeed. And it's funny, when people drop catches, they're usually shaking their hands due to some injury. Not trying to be nasty, but very, very often that's the case. Had he caught it, they would have been jumping for joy now. Very slow go, isn't it, today? Let me look here. 260. Okay. That was not easy for catch for Faf. Well, he was a bit casual that game, a bit slow moving. He could have went a bit harder at it. He didn't go as hard as he should have, I think. They were running very poorly. There's a lot of indecision. Immense, and some good feeling from CSK at the same time. It was that run out by Ryuja was fantastic. Very, very good. Yeah, Aisha said no. Instead of showing his hand, Gil was watching the ball. Well, Gil also is to blame. Deepak Chahar has been, I think, pretty impressive. Gil played a couple of good shots against him, but he has been very impressive indeed. So, yeah. All right, so we have a situation where CSK KKR, Kolkata Knight Riders, are 1 for 22, which were Parthy on 8 and Iyer on 4. They've lost the wicket of Gill for 9. It was run out very disappointingly after having survived an LBW dismissal of the ball with 4. Maybe that rattled him. Maybe that's what rattled him. Venkatesh Iyer has got a good reputation, that's for sure. Yeah, it's very frustrating watching the way that they're batting. 2 beautiful shots for Gill to get to 9, then it fell apart. What do you think is a good total here for KKR? 150 mark is still mandatory. I think you need to get around that 7 runs and over positioning. This is a good batting track. Nothing wrong with this batting track. Ball's coming on reasonably well. Okay, this is slightly used. It was used level. They should settle the pitch actually. And there's no dew factor here, so Gill's looking very, very good. No point looking very good and getting out, is it? To a bad run out. After having survived a very confident, a dismissal was given by the umpire. Well, 170, if they can get there, great, but they're going to, I think they'll need to work on that. CSK bats deep, they certainly do. Boy, but KKR are batting here now. Now the run out has dented Iyer's confidence a bit. Yeah, he's a bit thwarted. What happened to Bravo for this match? Well, Bakul Dada, I think I talked about it earlier, but Bravo is not injured as such. He played the Caribbean Premier League. They give him a bit of a rest, having had a heavy workload, a workload management scenario with him, and having played very well the last match, but played a number of CPL matches before coming into here. He probably needs a bit of a workload management thing, and that's fair enough because they've got Sam Curran who can play very well. And they're doing very well as a team, so they can afford to give him a rest now, keep him fresh for as the procession works. So this is the 38th match. Next one is 39th match. So they really, start. This is the 9th and 10th match in the second leg already. So we're powering. We'll go back to 1 a day as of tomorrow, and then double headers. We'll have 5 during the week, and then a further 4 on the weekend. A further 9, which will bring us to 48, leaving about 12 matches, including the semi-finals after that. So the tournament's going along pretty briskly. Who has been more important in KKR's return? Ferguson. No. Ferguson. Lockie Ferguson has been out. The bat, I think it is. I would have said. So 1 for 32 over 3.4 overs. The run rate's fair at this stage. It's very. Is it 41, 53, and 9 not out so far season? 41, 53, and 9 out. Bravo. Dhoni is a master strategist on these kind of slow wickets. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Is Tripathi out? Curran and Dhoni seem confident. Umpire's not given anything. Tripathi's still standing. In fact, looks like it's Tripathi out. They're going upstairs. Sam Curran and Dhoni seem absolutely certain. They're looking upstairs, I think. Chris Gaffney and Tapan Sharma. Chris claiming he didn't hear it. Doesn't mean it's not out. But the reaction of Sam Curran and Dhoni was pretty clear to me. They looked like they were pretty certain that he was out. Must be hot. They're already drinking water after only a handful of overs. So look here. Well, the bat was very, very close to the ball. It looks like his bat there. Well, the question is it a no ball as well? Arjan Ahir. How are you, Arjan Ahir? Arjan Ahir. I said your name. Is it a bad name? I hope it's not. They're still not shot. Oh, he's edged that. He's definitely edged that. There was a pronounced nick there, but it's a free hit, so it's in fact a no ball. That's why Tripathi's not out. He did nick it, but it was a no ball. Which is rather unfortunate. It's played obviously by Tripathi. Looks like it's a big 6, huge 6. He's clobbered that. The 456th 6. It didn't seem to really get a hold of it, but he obviously sufficiently got a hold of it. Wasn't quite there to be hit, but it's happened. At 78 metres, which is not traditionally a big 6. Thank you to Sylvia for subscribing. She just informed me. Thank you, Sylvia. I appreciate that. Well, 1 for 40 after 4 overs. It's 10 runs. No, it's a pretty good run rate. They've snuck up. I think Tripathi's got 20 off 11. He's not mucking around. What's the score? Clash, it's 1 for 40 after 4 overs. Tripathi on 20. Gill got out for 9. Caught Sorry, run out. Josh Hazelwood's come on now. And Josh Hazelwood, let me make this clear, has not had much in the way of games at the T20 level. He's been obviously playing Test cricket for a while, a fair degree of ODIs. These T20 performances, well, for Australia as in internationals, is very low. I think it was 10 up until recently, and now he's in the IPL. But he's not renowned for his T20 bowling, to be honest. Although he's a good bowler, we know that, but not renowned for his T20 bowling. Interesting. Looks mighty hot out there. Looks mighty, mighty hot there in Abu Dhabi. So it was a rather streaky shot, but it's got Iyer at 4 runs. Yeah, a bit streaky. Venkatesh Iyer is a very tall player, very tall batsman. Good, very good. And he's not mucking around. He's going for it, that's for sure. And KKR are a lot better than you think, but look, CSK have got a lot there. They've got Shardul Thakur, they've got Unray Russell, they've got Ryan, he can bat. We know Dhoni and Raina can bat when they're in the mood, that is. So they've still got Tripathi, they've got Nitish Rana, who actually happened to bowling the other day, which was a bit of a shock. Owen Morgan's scarcely scored any runs. Tripathi's played a shot. Has he played it in the throat? No, it's gone to the forward. Just stood there and let the ball hit the bat, and it's gone with great ease down over the third man. It was almost too easy. Quite an incredible shot. Just basically stood there, let the ball come to the bat. He watched his space. He stood there, wait for the ball at the bat, and just deflected it away. Most unusual fashion. Almost too easy for him. There was no one down there. It's virtually gone for 6. 1 for 49. So literally on 50 runs off 5 overs. It's 10 and over. This is a potential tournament score. So the Dream 11, they've got Plessis, Jahar, Gaikwad, Gill, Chakravarti, Kartik, Ferguson, Thakur, Iyer, and Moeen Ali. We keep putting Moeen Ali and he hasn't done anything. I don't know what's going on there. All right, guys, we might end the show now. I think we're getting close to a match is certainly on the way for a while now. Bit of a low point there. You see in the dugout there, you've got quite a few people that are well known to us all. It looks like they're bringing on. Are they bringing on good old Shardul Thakur, the Test champion as such? guest here.
Hello.
Baram,
How are you?
Good. The game's well and truly underway. I was going to finish up soon.
Yeah, going at 10 and over. 5 overs, 50.
This time slot's not a good one because I don't think people are. I need to get a better time slot because I think we've got more viewers in between the two matches. I think you said that earlier. That's okay.
Post-match, I have seen there are many people who are active rather than pre-match.
Yeah. Look, this just quickly while you're here, Baram, Chennai Super Kings, they win this, they're through, aren't they, effectively?
Okay.
Because at this stage in time, you have Delhi Capitals have gotten through now. They're on 16 points. They're virtually in the semis. Sunrisers and Hyderabad are out. If Chennai win tonight, which, well, you'd think they will, that will put them through as well. And the problem, the next match becomes ever so important. RCB, if they win, can pretty much give themselves a better chance of being in the top four. They'll be in the top four. But Mumbai Indians, if they don't win, it's going to be quite a disaster for them. They're really down to their last chance.
Chennai and Delhi Capitals for sure looks through. We'll have a better guess after the next match on where it puts it. So Iyer is out, right? Who's out?
Sorry?
Iyer got out right now.
He was looking really good too.
Yeah.
There's something of a Shubman Gill's dismissal was really disappointing, wasn't he? It was given out. LBW survived that call. The next ball he gets run out. Maybe he lost his head a little bit. Maybe he wasn't concentrating. Maybe that's what the problem is. But
what is your opinion on yesterday's match, Norman? The Sunrisers Hyderabad. That was like seeing Hyderabad lose from there was horrible.
And even Jason Holder got quite a substantial innings.
Yeah.
They're mentally shot. They're mentally not there. They're shut up shot. Again, I said that Warner would get out cheaply, below 20. Well, he only got 2. It was a very ordinary.
Other than Holder, you like worry like what is the whole rest of the team doing, including Kane Williamson. So something is, I think, wrong in the DNA of the team or something like that.
I go back to the coach in there. Trevor Bayliss is a great coach, but he's got Tom Moody in his ear disagreeing with him. He's got Luxman, and even I think Murali was there. They're confused in their situation, I think, somewhat. Moody is destabilising things. I think they've got too many coaches. You can't have 2 top coaches in the squad, and I don't think that. I'm only going to make my assumptions here. I think that there's a bit of a personality clash going on between Moody and Bayliss and ultimately Warner. Warner was given another chance. He's failed again twice. They're mentally shot. They're looking at the scoreboard and realising they've got 1 win and they've got no hope now of making anything. So they're despondent. It's a mental shake-up. That it's too late now. Maybe next few games they may improve because they've got nothing to lose because they've lost already.
No pressure at all.
No pressure because they've lost. But maybe there is enormous pressure because of their potential of being reselected. I mean, really, there's discussion going on the commentary about Williamson perhaps going to RCB or being a favourite for RCB to captain next year, because if Kohli's not going to captain, having someone like Williamson in the squad would be good for them to captain. Because there's no doubt that Sunrisers Hyderabad will not have Warner next year. I'm pretty sure of that.
What about RCB AB de Villiers captaining? No, you don't see that happening.
Of course, he would be, but he was never really captain of South Africa, was he? I don't know whether he was in some matches. Likes to be. I don't think he wants to be just branded as a captain. That's my impression. I think he's a lovely player, great leader by example, not by words. Maybe he's more of a person that would like to take a back seat. and he's getting paid millions to be there anyway. Harbhajan Singh was interesting. He was sitting there for KKR at the table like he was the coach. He was carrying on like a pork chop. It was quite funny.
No, who knows? This IPL might be the last IPL for many players.
Well, Harbhajan Singh is quite happy to sit back and watch the match. I hate to say this because he knows he's well past his age best, and he's probably made enough money. He got involved with business with Inzamam Al Haq, I told you, in Amritsar, to build 200 apartments in a major property development.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, well, they're clever men. They get involved with developers, and people want to be a part of them, want to buy one of the apartments that perhaps had something to do with Harbhajan Singh, or that's quite clever actually.
Harbhajan Singh also had some bad experience in business with a Chennai businessman.
Really?
It was a significant amount. There was a court case also, but I did not follow up then what happened after that. But Harbhajan put in a court case. Basically, Harbhajan
was that recent?
About 2 years back, if I'm not wrong.
Not
recent, that old also.
Well, what I'm talking about, what I just mentioned to you then, was about 4 years back, maybe 5 years back, that development I'm talking about. So if he's got into some problems, it's post that situation, which I don't know much about his current situation.
That case and that thing was something which came 2 years back. When did he actually give the money and when that investment happened, I don't know. Maybe that might be 3 or 4 years back also. But the case issue, I read it in the news, was around 2 years back. That Harbhajan is employed with a Chennai businessman and there's a court case. Basically gave money, I think a significant amount of money also, and basically that guy lost all his money and then he was bankrupt. So Harbhajan.
But you'll find that happens very, very frequently. Baram. A lot of the cricketers, what's his name? The opening bowler for Australia, Craig McDermott, lost a hell of a lot of money. Jeff Thompson's been bankrupted several times. There's quite a few people that have had some pretty serious. There's a player which I won't mention that's on my social media. He's looking for a job. He's asking, which I thought was very embarrassing. He's asking on Facebook, has anyone got some work for me? And he's a well-known fast bowler, an ex-Australian fast bowler. I was a bit disappointed to see that. I thought that was a rather, I don't know. Would you think that a man of pride would put himself on Facebook asking for work?
In desperation, Norman, I have faced it. Means I was basically, running a library. When I was a student, we were in a library student community, and we had a job for handling the books and everything. You won't imagine, we got applications from. There was one guy who was an ex Olympic. He was a hockey player who was in the Olympics. I got I myself, but it was desperation. So previously, I
don't think it's bad, but it's
not bad.
It's not bad, but I don't know.
It's actually bad on the sports organizations and that they are not able to cater to these sports persons.
Absolutely, I'm very happy actually. So I got a phone call from a certain coach of a women's national cricket side, and I'm getting a few of the girls to come across to Australia next season. So I'm very proud of that. They approached me only today. So that was good.
For what? For coaching?
Well, these are two young Sri Lankan women's players that have yet to. They're on the fringe of selection. They may have already played a match or two, but they want exposure to Australia because if you play a season of domestic cricket in Australia, your exposure to good cricket goes through the roof. And you would have seen today that India actually won the women's third ODI. Did you see that?
Yeah, today it was. So finally the Australian juggernaut ended.
Well, that was 26 wins. That's pretty amazing.
That's amazing.
But India have progressively gotten better. They lost the first match quite comprehensively, but they almost won the second, as you know, and won the third. That's a pretty damn good effort in Australia, I tell you. I'll tell you what. And it wasn't
good at comebacks in Australia. You can put that.
Well, women have definitely been inspired by the Indian men. There's no doubt about that, haven't they?
No doubt.
The Indian women have definitely been. What's the score now?
I think 56-2. I don't know if I'm right now on just 7.2. The second ball I saw it bowled. Where's your transmission? I think I get a half a ball or one ball delayed transmission.
Yeah, it's mine. Mine's Foxtel. Mine's definitely delayed because some of the people online are getting. Oh, there's.
Anybody online? No comments coming in.
No, it's because we're watching the match. We've died right off. It's almost worth stopping the broadcast, I think. So, Bahram, I might come back later, I think. What do you reckon?
I would say if you can come back after the second match would be the best time.
Yeah.
Try after the Mumbai Indians versus RCB match.
Did you see the Duplessis drop catch?
No, I did not. Maybe while speaking just now, recently.
No, they're showing the replay now.
Okay.
Tripathi, I think it was Tripathi that hit the ball up in the air. Shardul Thakur looks a bit chubby today. I don't know why. Am I just imagining it?
Yeah, I just now saw the Duplessis. So I think, getting a slightly delayed transmission.
What's the broadcaster?
Same Fox 501 HD.
Oh, you're getting Fox?
Yeah.
How do you get Fox?
Can't say. No, there are many channels, but the best smooth, and I get it on Fox. So I watch it on Fox. There is Sky also, there is Sony also, but I prefer Fox because it's the most smooth. It's
you're closer to Australia, aren't you? That's what the thing is, though.
Could be. But anyway, today, I don't know how your sleep patterns are and things are, but try after the MI versus RCB match.
No, I will. After between the first and second match, or after the second match?
After the second match.
Okay, we'll see how we go. All right. I wouldn't mind going into the second match, like the toss decision-making process.
Okay.
We can consider that for sure. 2 for 64 for 7.5. The run rate's pretty good.
You can do both also. Nobody's stopping you.
Well, I used to do both, but that's too much.
Yeah, but cricket actually is becoming too much, Norman. Like after this IPL, we're heading into that. Then New Zealand tour. I don't know how will our
I'm starting to lose a bit of momentum, to be honest. And I think the viewers are too, because really the IPL's on every single day. It's too much. They need to have. I still believe they should have had a day break and then double headers, day break, double headers, day break, double headers, something like that. Because having it every day, I don't know.
One thing is that during the World Cup, at least the second week, that whole week will be holiday in India for Diwali. So November first week, basically Diwali, I think is 4th of November or something like that. So the whole week, first week of November will be holiday. So there will be a lot of traction of viewers over there.
Yeah.
So first week November, maybe you can.
Okay, Bahram, you come back later. All right.
Okay, no issue. Norman, take care then.
Ciao.
So what are you planning? End of this match and maybe also end of the second match?
I don't know. I mean, the next match to me, because it's RCB versus Mumbai Indians, two pretty popular teams.
And also a very important match for both.
Have they already played? They have played.
Yeah, they played. I think Mumbai Indians won. No, RCB won the first time. I think it was the first match of last season that RCB won.
Yeah.
It was the first match of the IPL, if I'm not wrong, or the second match of the IPL.
It was.
RCB won the first leg, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, Mumbai Indians, Jesus, they are not looking like they're going to do very well in this. It's going to take a minor miracle for them to get through this, I think. Don't you?
They are not off, Norman. It's like they need to get the act together. It's not that everything is lost for them.
Well, they've got the right players. They've got the right players.
Yeah, they just need to get the act together. So it's not. It's that getting the team together. like how KKR did it. Like if you look KKR back season and KKR now, and they are looking to improve.
Yeah. I'm just looking at. What do you think of this pitch? The pitch looks. This is a reused pitch. This is the second time this pitch has been used. Actually.
And also, if let's say CSK win today and CSK DC winning so many matches, I feel even with 14 points you would be able to qualify.
14.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think that 16 is going to be the benchmark. Maybe 14, but if they're on 14, you better have a good run rate. I tell you, net run rate has to be excellent to be sure of that. So Owen Morgan's in there. I didn't realise he was in there yet. Owen Morgan hasn't scored runs for a long time as well.
Long
hasn't. You know what? We talk about these players playing too much, but when you look how much money they're making, it's inexcusable. I mean, if you're getting paid tens of thousands, about hundreds of thousands of dollars to play cricket, you'd want to be playing well all the time. You can't say, "Oh, I'm playing too much cricket, I'm stale." No, you need to be on top of your game all the time because there's an expectation for the amount of money you're earning that you need to bloody get your act together, if you ask me. And these timeouts, it's all about money. It's annoying as hell.
Yeah, but overall, literally, cricket is becoming too much. Plus, now you're talking about the Lankan League that has been announced, the Bangladesh League.
Oh, God. Even in Queensland, we had a Queensland League, just in Queensland, because we can't play cricket anywhere else at the moment. They're playing in Queensland, WA. But
in India also, all the states have their own leagues, Norman. Like Tamil Nadu Premier League is very common, Maharashtra Premier League, Gujarat Premier League, and also the big states have their leagues which are very, very popular also.
Yeah, but it's too much. It's just too much. Everybody wants to jump on this bandwagon, hoping that they make money out of it. It's just too much.
It's entertainment. It's like you have a ground. If you're able to get 20,000 people in, let's say each paying an average, I would say even $15. It's like you're making good money.
Yeah, but there's got to be some overriding control of this just to help.
Right now, there is no. Unfortunately, right now there is no. Who knows what will happen?
Well, it's ruining the brand, if you ask me. I'm particularly not a big fan of the 100. For the men, I thought that was pretty ordinary. I don't think much.
Like for many YouTubers also, like they need content to make, and from them having so many matches actually. But I've seen that many YouTubers are also like they can't cope up with the like for them also it's too much.
Well, it's viewership. There's only so much you can actually watch, right? There's only so much you can actually watch. There's a certain stage you get to where you watch too much. Arjan Ahir wants me to always mention his name. Arjan Ahir.
I'll also take his name. Arjan. Hi, Arjan Ahir. How are you? Ahir is one of my good friends' name. He has a big milk. No, Ahir. I have another friend. His name is Ahir, and he has a big milk farm.
What sort of farm?
Milk. Lots of cows and.
Oh, interesting.
Hello, Beram Nom. This guy has no name.
It's funny when this little 2-minute 30 break comes on, we get people watching our show. I've noticed every time there's a 2-minute 30 break, they come watch our show. So this gentleman here, we haven't got a name, have we?
Yeah, he has some nice comments and.
Very nice guy. But what's your name? We need to know his name.
Yeah, the no-name guy.
Please tell us your name. So Shubman Gill is going out with. They forgot to name me. What do you mean they forgot to name me? You tell us your name. You tell us your name. Doesn't have a name.
By they, he means his parents or what? They forgot to name me.
Well, I know a person who's only got one first name on a birth certificate. I find that incredible. How could you have one name on your birth certificate? Is it typical in India to have just one name? No, it's not. You normally have two names, don't you? The first and last name.
In south of India, it's common to have one name. So they only have one name. So, but when they come to passport or legal documents, they put the father's name as the family name. So it keeps on changing. So it depends on parts of India. But south of India, like where Ashwin is from, like Ravi Chandra, I'm sure is his name. Ashwin is his father's name. So Ashwin's son or daughter would actually be called whatever, let's say X Ravi Chandra, something like that.
The
You get
Morgan's out. Morgan's got out for 8. How do you get out? It looks like Duplessis taking a catch.
on long on. Oh, good catch. Huh? On the boundary.
So hang on, Ravi Chandra is his first name?
Yes.
And Ashwin is his dad's first name?
Yeah, is that everybody in the mostly in South Indian family, they have only one name. So when it comes to like legal documents or passport where you need to put a family name, they put the father's name as the family name. So basically there is no concept of family name. So every one generation it gets lost.
So Rapakshi, who's been on my show, she only has the name Rapakshi. She calls it Rapakshi Sharma, but the Sharma doesn't really exist. It's not on a passport.
Okay.
Okay. So what is your name? Tell us your name. Maybe a Shakespeare name. Love to see Lord Chadilla in World Cup squad. So would I. So Nitesh Rayner has come in, who opened the bowling last match, remember?
So in case of Ravi Chandra, Ashwin is his father's name actually. It's not his family name. And Ashwin's, Ravi Chandra's son or daughter, they will take his name, Ravi Chandra, as the family name. That's how it works with South Indians. Whereas in western part of India, we have a proper family name which goes on generations.
Okay. I still don't quite know what it makes it a bit difficult. Only makes it difficult for the Western approach. There is a concept of family name, but people prefer to not have a caste surname. Okay, but what's your name? Give us the name. Ram. Ashwin is his name. Ravi is his father's name. Okay. Ashwin is his name. His father is his father's. It is R. Ashwin. Okay. How wrong can you be, Baravi?
I have a friend. His name is Rajesh Mrityunjan. He told me Rajesh is his name and Mrityunjan is his father's name. So I applied that same.
Well, you've got to identify yourself now. We want to know who you are.
No name fellow. A lot of Indians also get confused with the Western where you have two family names. So, having two names, and I think in Central America, Latin America, and even USA, now even in Europe, it's becoming very common.
So David Hussey's got the job with KKR. What's happened to Brendan McCullum?
No idea.
I haven't seen Brendan McCullum here actually at all. I think he may not be.
On the interview,
involved.
Yeah.
That's David Hussey.
Mm-hmm.
So
he also
Hussey. Kolkata Knight Riders' chief mentor is David Hussey. Chief mentor. What the hell's that? Is he the coach or what? What's the chief mentor?
Yeah.
I know they're using Dhoni as a mentor. Fine. But in IPL? Australia going to tour Pakistan when?
They will be touring next year, right?
Well, that's next year. That's a bit of time off.
But I heard that England is also now going to tour them. Like they are talking again. Not now, but later on.
All right. It's not about Pakistan. It's about the Taliban, which is bordering the country. Correct? It's not a direct threat. I don't think of because Pakistan will have pressure from Afghanistan. Looks like
Afghanistan is now telling Pakistan to come to Kabul and play a ODI series. Have you heard?
God. How confusing is that? What are they doing? Well, Bangladesh under 19s played the Afghanistan under 19s.
Mm.
Men, at least. All right, so we've got 3 for 78 after 10 overs. KKR are in a pretty good position, to be honest. They still have.
But they need to be careful here. Lose 1 or 2 wickets here, who knows? It could be a.
Yeah, but they've still got, what's his name? Andre Russell to come in.
Josh Hazelwood is getting good experience, sir.
But you know what, Josh Hazelwood, I think I told you earlier, he's only played about a dozen T20 internationals. So his international experience is very low.
Yeah.
He's bowling okay, but he can be hit, though, when he loses his pace, because he's got a very standard approach. He doesn't really change his bowl.
That he loses his cool very quickly, and once he loses, he becomes very erratic. If he's like fresh and bowling, he bowls. He's a menacing bowler, but once he loses his cool, he starts.
With the red ball, he's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Good to see the traditional Jadeja bowling, Dhoni keeping.
I haven't seen. There's no sign of Brendan McCullum anywhere.
Can't see him in the dugout also. I don't know where is he. Can see Harbhajan, Sunil Narayan.
Those stands. Imagine sitting in those stands. It'd be boiling hot. No shelter. Tripathi's done well. He's on 41. Tripathi's pushing. He's pushing himself. There's so many of these players that can play for the World Cup squad. It's just not funny. India's got about 20 or 30 players that can play for their top level side.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How are we going time-wise?
You had anybody on the show before me, Norman? Because I watched around, I think it was an hour late.
No,
or something.
I actually put the show on very late. I didn't give anyone a chance to come on, to be honest. So I have to be. I was out and about, running around. I'm actually considering going to the rugby league grand final. I had a lot of things I didn't have a chance for. All right, we might finish up there, Baram. I think 3 for 83. Chapathi on 42. Rayner on 4. He's driving very well, very handsomely, but there's a fieldsman there. So we can't say batsman anymore. So can we say fieldsman? Do we say fielder?
Fielder, yeah. There was no problem in fielder.
Yeah. Andre Russell, he's good. Andre Russell's good. He's box office. He looks box office. He's a character. How much is Andre Russell on?
How much is he on means?
How much money is he getting paid?
No idea.
Do we know? How can we find out how much Andre Russell's getting paid?
Let's go for Google. I don't know, during the auction.
Have a look for it. We can call them ball chasers. Now, we're not going to call them ball chasers because that's almost more offensive than saying batsman. And RJ likes the brand of cricket. KKR are playing boom boom. Yeah, that's true. Karan Shahi's here. How are you?
8.5 crore. So that's almost roughly 1.2 million US.
So it's not a bad amount of money to be getting. It's nothing wrong with that amount of money.
1.2 million US. That would be, I would say, 1.5 million Aussie dollars.
That's a lot of money for what is a couple of months.
1.7 million Aussie dollars.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I would happily take it, Norman. If you can
play cricket, of course you would.
Yeah, but no,
I'd even pay a few thousand to play. I'd pay a few $1,000s to play.
I think my age has gone for a career switch. We can call them ball chasers.
Yeah, I'd be happy just to be fielding. I mean, there's some players that are getting paid that money, like Steve. Maybe not Steve Smith, but some of the players, I can't think of anyone offhand. They're just sitting there and not playing at all.
Chiteshwar Pujara. I don't know, does he even play in the nets?
Harbhajan Singh, how much is he getting? Because he would have got good money previously.
Chiteshwar Pujara got 50 lakhs. That's roughly 100,000 Aussie dollars.
Who?
Chiteshwar Pujara.
Yeah, $100,000 for just hanging around the grounds, not playing a game. Just signing a few autographs. They're going to need more. Well, 150 runs has been enough. Yesterday, 150 runs was enough.
2 crore.
So that's playing well.
400,000. No, sorry. Oh, yeah. No, 100. 100 is 50. 200 is.
Who?
Yeah, 400,000 Aussie dollars.
Who?
Harbhajan Singh. 2 crore.
$400,000 for sitting there doing absolutely nothing. Sitting at a table, having a chat.
And talking, chit-chatting. What's for dinner?
They got too much money. These guys, these franchises got too much money.
Well, it's okay. See, I'm not franchise god, but that's cricketers also go through the lot of hard work and getting selected, and yeah. But at a point, after a point, it's like now I don't know where we are. Yeah, Pujara was bought for his base. I remember I was seeing the auction, and when he was bought, like all the other teams were clapping and telling that Chennai because they bought him. So it was good.
It's token. He shouldn't be playing this league, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm. I thought they might give him if maybe CSK are through. Let's say they are through and they are assured of a 1-2 spot. They might give him a chance. Who knows?
Harbhajan's acting in movies as well. He probably is. All right, we might get going.
Okay, Norman, I'll make a move. So in case you have a post match,
I'll let you know. I'll let you know. We'll see how the game develops. All right. It'll be what time? It'll be about 11 p.m. in Australia, which is 9 p.m. your time, isn't it?
Yeah, correct.
All right.
11 p.m. But here it ends. So you'll be starting about an hour early before the match ends. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, probably about. Yeah, we'll see. It's up in the air at this moment. I don't know. We'll see. If I do, I'll let you know. All right.
Okay. Adios, amigo.
See you later. That was good of Ramrani to join me for a while. But I think, guys, if they win this match, Pujara Uttapa might get an opportunity in the next match. Why? Because CSK have made the semi-finals. You're probably right. Auction is a clear method of checking market dynamics. It is. And it is a matter of supply and demand. You are right. All right, guys. If KKR win today and MLA lose, then it's going to be really hard for MLA to make it to the playoffs. Yes, you're right. KKR would be, and if RCB, well, that means RCB will win, they'll be through almost as well. Yeah, and Mumbai Indians have to win today. That's pretty certain. Absolutely certain. $137, 78 and 4. Out. Who's out? Who's out? Yep, there he is. He's bowled by Jadeja, just bowling. It's just bowled Tripathi for 45. That's fourth. That was the dismissal I didn't want. Jadeja is a smart player. Well, let's be honest. He's a very smart player. Very smart cookie. Yeah, Tripathi certainly is out. So that brings in other. Who's in now? Andre Russell. Let's see some fireworks from Andre Russell, shall we, before we leave? We'll see if Andre Russell's in the mood to get some fireworks going. He's got, 7.4 overs left. Should be a license to kill, shouldn't really? Should be able to just go for it. I want to see it. Andre Russell go, and then when he bats, we're finished. Andre Russell, Boom Boom Russell is going to be, he's joining Nitesh Raina at 4 for 89. And Jadeja's the bowler. Let's see what he does to Jadeja. Let's see if he goes from ball one. He's driven the first ball quite handsomely down to a very deep cover. It's a rather strange shot. It was never on, was it, really? Very disappointing. So Jadeja's second most valuable player, the upstock most valuable player for the tournament. So Darwan, Jadeja, KKR, Ali, and Andre Russell. I don't know why Moeen Ali is the most valuable. I can't quick that out. Russell's going to have another single. Let's just watch Andre Russell. There is still DK. He can slog. Dinesh Karthik, yes. While he's not commentating, of course. A lot of singles going on. Look, if they get the 150 against CSK is probably not enough. Well, they haven't got anywhere near that at the moment. So 13 overs gone, 7 overs ago. That's 42 deliveries. It's 135 if they get run a ball. Thank you, Ram. I'm the best live streamer. I'm glad someone thinks that. But yeah, Sam Curran is coming on the bowl again. He's looked pretty good. They can't knock him. I'm very happily going back to the one a day. It's annoying these 2 a day, to be honest. I didn't think I'd say that, but I'm saying it. The predicted score is 143 if they keep at the current run rate. 7 over from now makes it 163. That's probably what they need to do. They got Andre Russell there. He's certainly capable of doing that, isn't he? Yeah, that's okay. We have our ups and downs with the viewers, guys. I'm happy with that. IPL's not as popular necessarily on my channel. It's more the Test cricket scenario that's probably more my realm. Let's see some boom boom from Andre Russell. Huh? That's what we need to see now. Disturbingly, here we go, Russell's. He's playing defensive. It was rather defensive looking shot off Hazelwood. We'll see some fireworks from Russell pretty soon, I think. So Andre Russell's played 84 matches, 1,682 runs. It's pretty impressive, 950s. He's just slapped some ball that didn't quite go where he wanted to. He's got himself what looks like one. 4 for 95 or 13.3. It's not an exciting score so far. You would think CSK will get this. I want to see Russell get some big shots. 140 is enough, you think? I don't know. I don't think 140 is enough. Good numbers where he bats, exactly. No, there's no doubt about that. Russell's a very impressive player. I want to see him get a bit more than what he's getting now, but it should be a no ball, or at least a wide. That is, he's calling wide. 140 after the start. After that start, yeah, it's okay. But CSK should cruise to this. CSK should be able to get this. Rayner's hit a ball well out of the ground. Just waited for it and he's taken it. Nitesh Rayner, impressive player. I like him. He bats with a great deal of... He batted up the order in the previous innings. He opened the bowling last innings. He's clobbered that. (73.6 is not what you would call big. Yeah, because the pitch gets slowed down, it becomes harder to bat. Okay, all right. Let's see. It's daytime though, not nighttime. Andre Russell's on strike. So the current projected scores around 149. CSK have the upper hand now. I would definitely say CSK have the upper hand. So we've got 6 overs left, some 36 deliveries. With a guy like Andre Russell on strike, he could go nuts in that session. He's going to need to. Another timeout. Oh, I hate these timeouts. I really, really hate these timeouts. I'm 36 minutes. So the Formula One cars going. Yep, he'll have to hit a few sixes now. You're right. So many commercials. This is the what do you think? The Isuzu. We're saying Isuzu commercial. I'm not sure what you're saying. The next match is going to be very interesting. RCB versus Mumbai Indians. Both teams having had pretty shocking second leg starts. Both needing wins. RCB is in a slightly better position, but I'll tell you what, Mumbai Indians, they lose this match, they could be really looking in the barrel of a substantial loss. Nico Hines. So many commercials, it's not funny. Hair loss commercials. God knows what's next. All right, guys, I'm pretty much close to giving it a quits, guys. All right, so view, like, and share the post. Subscribe if you wish. I want you to also hit the notification button. There's my Instagram and Twitter handles. Eyes on Cricket, which is not my house habit. Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnick is my YouTube. Instagram, as I said, Twitter is Norman Kochnick, and my LinkedIn and Facebook is just my name, Norman Kochnick. Okay, so yeah, the next match is going to be vital in terms of interesting. Yes, timeouts can be something on one hand, it helps change the pace of the game, but then again, I feel like it ruins the traditional feel of cricket. Yeah, Rabbitohs, exactly. Very, very good. South and Rabbitohs. Okay. Timeouts up. I'm going to just see whether Safari super strike rate. Sorry, so Pollard, Shaw, De Villiers, Butler, Russell. One's 52. So Russell's there is the 5th highest strike rate. Pollard, Shaw, De Villiers. That's 1, 2, 3. Let's see what happens in this over. Sam Curran's got 2 overs up his sleeve, so is Chahar. Actually, Andre Russell should suit bowl as batting against Sam Curran. Apparently, Michael Vaughan has applied for the head coach role of India. That can't be true. Baramarani stating, I don't think that's true. Let's have a look here. Let's just see what the score is there. What's the score there? Rumours there. Yeah, that's fair enough. As what? Coach of India. It might be a joke on his part that he's put that in, I'd say. Okay. Can coach Pakistan though? If Hayden's, I mean, what did I say? So Michael Vaughan would do what? Yeah, I find it a bit hard to believe, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. We'll just wait and see what happens with it. It'll be the way he pays out in India. I can't imagine them even contemplating having him there. It must be a joke. So Russell's on 12, Rayner's on 16. Yeah, I can't say that it's going to be the case. There's a 6 from Rayner. Was it a 6 from Russell? So look at that. I think that was a Russell 6 there. Who was that who hit the 6? Still got 5 overs to go. 150, 160 is going to be what they are going to look for. Whether it's competitive enough is it's going to depend on a few things. Russell hit the 6. Okay, these big players need to be give back. Yeah, I agree. So 150, 160 is okay. The 178 is the score they wanted to get against CSK, but 150 is probably not going to be enough. You would think, but we just don't know. Sometimes these pitchers tend to play games on the. But Andre Russell's full of a stamp of style, isn't he? 37. Pitch is going to be the worst after the IPL. Well, they're going to play World Cup on these pitches. Sharjah, Abu Dhabi, as in Sharjah, Abu Dhabi, and Dubai have to be there used for the World Cup, and Oman, but for the looks like the qualifiers. Smack. Very agricultural shot there from. Very agricultural shot from Andre Russell. I mean, it's yeah, okay. I agree with you. So English might surprise all of us. So, well, they're shown form, haven't they? It's not looking good. Well, what if Bangladesh win the T20 World Cup? It will be a great thing for cricket, wouldn't it? It's probably not going to happen. Everything has to go their way for that to happen, and it's not going to happen. UAE, I think Pakistan have got a better chance than England, India, West Indies, and either Pakistan, New Zealand. I'm not favouring New Zealand at all. The way these pitches are, the way their players are bowling, some of their fast bowlers are bowling well. In general, yeah, we'll see. So none of the Pakistan players are getting much of a chance here, but they've played for years on these pitches. For years. The last hour has been rather sluggish. Another barnyard shot there from Russell. Hasn't gone to the boundary though. So there's 4 overs left after this. 160 is really going to be, depending how they go. So probably strengthen your neck, your head will on chopping block for such accursed comments. Well, Russell's still there. That's the significant one. The runway is 7.66. So they're looking at 150. That's probably what they're going to get, unless these two can pull a rabbit out of the hat. We've got 4 overs left after this. Is that a wide or a no ball? It's a wide, yep. It's a poor delivery. As much as I want some of the minnows to win the T20 World Cup, well, just for its shock value, I don't see it happening. I was going to with the joke, yes. I thought it was a joke. Well, it's not about being a joke. It's just that it's unlikely to happen. Let's be honest. Last ball. Somehow didn't bowling. I don't know how it didn't bowling. That's 16, 4 overs, so 6, 12, 8, 24 deliveries to go. They get run a ball, it's 145, and that's not enough. Dennis Kartik is jumping in there like a jack in the box there. Considering how much money that they make, it's just, I was going, so it would be great if PNG or Malaysia gets into this, it would change the cricketing world up. So Malaysia not in there, but Malaysian women I wouldn't mind. Wouldn't have for Joyce, I have a lot to do with her. So the bowling options are pretty. Now, KKR have only lost 4 wickets, so they've got plenty of wickets up their sleeve at the moment. Shadul Thakur coming on now, so they can really go for it now. The wickets are not there. What if USA win the World Cup? Okay, now it's too much. Well, the USA, the second biggest audience in the world behind India, so that wouldn't be a bad thing. Okay, Andre Russell's on strike with 3 overs, 5 balls. You would think we're going to see some fireworks now. Let's see what's happening here. The partnership's 33 of 25, which is commendable. US audience is mainly Indian expert. It doesn't matter. They're in the USA. It's not about, well, they're Indians, they're Sri Lankans, they're Pakistanis, they're West Indians, they're Australians, they're New Zealanders, a whole gamut of the world is there. South Africans. So it's not just India, but it doesn't matter. They're in USA. Anybody but them US people, we would never hear the end of it. Can they get 160? Well, they're going to have to hurry up. Good delivery. They're only getting singles. They're really going to struggle. There's literally 3 overs, 3 balls. Russell, this is go time. And he got bowled. No, he's bowled. Yes, he's bowled. Russell's bowled off an inside edge, off Thakur, and Thakur doesn't look very impressed. Now, with him gone, the explosivity is diminished. Lord Shardul, they're calling him on the scoreboard. That was a ball that was full and kept low, and it was a massive swing and gone. All right, now that Russell's gone, I'm going to go. All right, guys, talk to you post-show. We'll see. I mean, the proportions are much greater Indian expats. That may well be the case, Ryan. That may well be the case. All right, guys, I'm heading off. That's 2 hours plus minutes. Andre Russell's gone. I'm going. So Norman Quatch is my Instagram, my Instagram, and my so-called Twitter handle. My YouTube channel is Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnick, and LinkedIn and Facebook is my name. Okay, subscribe, and then please, it's 7. So subscribe, and then please hit the notification button. See you later.